Today, we're joined by SJSU Online alumni, Jay Jolin, who's going to discuss the importance of mentorship and community. So Jay, really looking forward to our conversation today. Before we get into the topic, I was hoping you can introduce yourself to our viewers and share a few of the significant moments in your life that shaped who you are and led you to become an SJSU Online student and now an alumni.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. So to go into it, yeah, hello, my name is Jay. Yeah, I'm an SJSU graduate. I just graduated this past May with my bachelor's in science and information science and data analytics through SJSU Online. And so to go into some of my background and significant moments that led me to here, I guess I would really go back to perhaps a few years ago when I was in community college. And at that time, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I wasn't really sure on my major, and I was actually looking into going to Portland State at that time. And I just sort of picked film because that was something I was vaguely interested in at the time, and just to sort of provide me a direction to go in. But I ended up looking into it, and the tuition cost, as you can imagine, being an out-of-state student, and then all the additional cost of having to pay to live in the dorm and all the living expenses, it would have been, at least double what it was ended up being for me to go to SJSU Online. So I really didn't think that was worth it for something that I wasn't even really sure I wanted to do. So fast forward a couple years, I was really inspired by my father, who worked in data science, to sort of pursue his field, and that's when I discovered SJSU Online. And I really just thought it was the perfect opportunity. Being completely online, I didn't have to pay to live in an apartment or in a dorm near San Jose or anything. It was a very accessible program. I easily was able to get all the units I needed at my community college to transfer, and so I just thought it was a very accessible, easy to pursue degree, and I'm overall just really appreciative of the opportunity that I was able to take advantage of there.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing a little bit about your backstory and how you came to be a part of the community with SJSU Online. Yeah, I really just appreciated when you were talking through that about how, of course, you were kind of in that exploratory phase of figuring out what you wanted to do, maybe where you wanted to be, all that sort of stuff, but you were still being really analytical and intentional, right? Really thinking about the long-term impact, like you said, really thinking about the value, the cost, the potential benefits, all that sort of stuff as you were going through that whole experience. And I appreciate that you highlighted a few of the things that really motivated you, or I guess appealed to you in terms of enrolling at SJSU Online, in terms of the accessibility, the convenience, the flexibility, the value, the affordability, all that sort of stuff, because I think those are things that we really want to make sure are hallmarks of our program, so that it is really accessible and really affordable for people who are looking for a way to complete their degree and be able to balance all the other things that they have going on in life. So thanks for highlighting that for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So getting into today's topic, I know you and I had previously talked about how before you enrolled in our information science and data analytics program, you were in a mentorship program in high school. And I was wondering if you can talk a little bit about how that benefited you as you were transitioning into life after high school.
Yeah, absolutely. So to get into how that was, it was a mentorship program that my high school was doing. I was a freshman, and it was sort of a mentorship situation where there were, I believe it was juniors and seniors who were assigned a group of incoming freshman students to sort of just be have a support network, kind of show everyone the ropes, that sort of thing. And so that really was very valuable for me, since I was generally sort of lost, going from that transition to middle school to high school, just even all the logistical, factors of how the classes are scheduled, how the bells work, and completing the homework, and all that sort of thing. It was kind of overwhelming to me. So it was really valuable having, a student who obviously knew how all of that worked, to sort of be able to support me through all that and show me how everything worked. And not only that, but it also was very valuable having a group dynamic where I was also with several other freshmen that were in my cohort, and so we all could lean on each other for support as well. And so that really, it was helpful, but I would say at the time I didn't really, I perhaps didn't really consciously recognize that or fully appreciate it until I graduated and then I went to community college for a couple years. And in contrast to that experience in high school, my community college experience was pretty isolated. That isn't to say that the college didn't have programs like that. Perhaps it did, but I definitely wasn't really exposed to anything like that. And so my experience going through community college was very solitary. I didn't really have a network or anyone to lean on or anything. And so it really did make me more fully appreciate that sort of dynamic I had in high school. And come time when I started going to SJSU, SJSU Online in the information science program, that really drew me to join the self-organized sort of community that the information science students had, where we were all able to provide each other that sort of support. So I think it was a very important and helpful thing to be able to have in an online environment. So I would say that was, you could perhaps sort of draw a direct line from that time to now in that way.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It sounds like, like you said at the time, even though you maybe didn't recognize it, that was a really valuable experience to have as you were going through that transition from middle school to high school, to get some of that one-on-one support and guidance, and just someone to be able to ask questions, and, not really feel like hesitant or afraid or anything like that, and be able to get some of that wisdom passed down to you. And like you said, then you were able to have that comparative experience where like you didn't have that as much in your community college experience. I feel like that's just, I'm so grateful that you were able to have that experience at such a young age, and understand how you can really seek out mentors as you continue to go through all the different seasons of life, seek connection, be a part of communities, to really get connected with other people, to exchange ideas, ask questions, exchange resources, find out information that you wouldn't have otherwise found out, whether it's, thinking about specific classes or assignments, or thinking about jobs and networking and all that sort of stuff and everything in between. So, and I think that's a good segue into the next question. You were talking a little bit about the online community that you and our other information science and data analytics students have. You're pretty active through the Discord platform. So I was wondering if you can give a little bit of insights, or maybe peel back the curtain a little bit about how that was helpful for you as you completed your online degree program.
Yeah, definitely. So the information science students, me being in the information science program, it wasn't, a real, uh, formally structured sort of community. It was self-organized by the students. One of my peers started it, and we all sort of just sent invites out to each other, and gradually grew the channel to include, I would say, most of the students that were in our cohort. But I really think it was an invaluable resource for me navigating through the SJSU Online environment and the major program and that sort of thing. I would say it was helpful in perhaps a general sense, where I recall starting out, especially, we were really just getting to know our surroundings, knowing how the online environment worked and how to navigate all the platforms in addition to just the program in general. So knowing how to, knowing what classes to take, when to sign up, how to sign up. Obviously, you have to figure all of that out. And I recall I would sometimes meet with my academic advisor about that on SJSU Online, and then I would in turn take the information I got from those sessions and then relay it back to all the students on the Discord, and we would all do that sort of thing. So we would sort of communally share information and help each other out. And then also, going more granular, we would also help each other in specific classes. So we would actually have different sub channels for specific classes that we were in. So you would obviously, highlight the classes that you were taking at the current semester, and then we would all talk with each other. We would, remind each other of deadlines. We would help each other with assignments, share resources. We even sometimes had study sessions. And of course, the group work was very, very easy to navigate. Having a Discord server, you could easily reach out, instantly message people, instantly form groups, and communicate super easy, and organize Zoom meetings and that sort of thing. So it really made the online environment much, much easier to navigate, because you're not physically in a classroom where you're there with people where you can all talk and coordinate things. I think the Discord provides the sort of SJSU Online version of that, where we can instantly communicate and help each other out and that sort of thing. So I think it overall really increased the quality of my experience at the program significantly.
That's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like it was a very vibrant and kind of like multifaceted community that you all had there. And I'm really glad that you were able to be a part of that and really play an active role in like shaping what that community looks like. Like you said, it sounds like it just touched upon so many things, from getting people initially oriented to relaying information back and forth to really diving in specifically into specific classes and assignments. And now you have this whole network of people that you're connected to that will hopefully just continue to benefit you now that you're transitioning out of SJSU Online and onto the next stage. I know before you graduated, you also completed the SJSU Leadership and Career Certificate Program. So I was wondering if you can share an example of how that was valuable for you, and how did it complement what you gained from the Information Science and Data Analytics program?
Yeah, absolutely. It was the Leadership and Career Certificate Program, abbreviated the LCCP. I believe it's free for all SJSU Online students. You can sign up to take it at the beginning of the semester, and as the name suggests, it provides a lot of information and lessons and resources on both leadership and career. So on the career side, you've got things like resume writing and networking and interviewing tips and that sort of thing. And on the leadership side, we learned about things like personal leadership styles and communication with diverse audiences, specifically things like cross-cultural communication. So those are all, I think, inherently valuable things to have, obviously, as a person who is attending college and then now having graduated going into the job market. Tools to search for jobs, and then also once you're in an environment where you're working with people from many different backgrounds, you really you can really benefit from having those communication skills. And I would say that definitely complemented what I learned in the information science program. And obviously, the information science program primarily deals with information science, data, IT concepts, that sort of thing. But there also is a big emphasis in that major. I'm obviously can't speak for any of the other SJSU Online programs, but I know with the information science one in particular, there was a big emphasis on collaborative group work, because part of preparing students to have the real world skills to navigate the professional job environment is not only to have the technical skills, but to have the interpersonal skills, the communication skills, that sort of thing. And so we worked on a lot of group projects as a result in the information science program. And the communication skills that I learned from the LCCP really came in handy. I was organizing and scheduling meetings and coordinating groups and working with students from all sorts of backgrounds, because it's an online program. We have students from all over the world. So it was definitely very complimentary in that regard. And additionally, some of the classes in the information science program dealt with writing, business writing, and specifically things like we did exercises where we crafted resumes to apply to the sorts of jobs that we would like to apply to once we graduated. And so obviously a lot of the real resume building, resume crafting skills we learned in the LCCP really complemented that as well. So I think holistically, all of that really came together to really put me in a very good position now, having graduated and looking for a job. I definitely do feel confident that I've been equipped with a lot of skills and resources to be able to navigate, this current phase of my life now.
Perfect. That's what we like to hear. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like through what you gained in the Leadership and Career Certificate program, I mean, it's so great to hear that you were able to pretty much immediately and directly apply that into your experience as an SJSU Online student and with your program. But like you said, between the program and the certificate program, really just thinking about sharpening those communication and collaboration skills that you're going to need wherever you go in life, whether it's going to a professional role, continuing your academic studies, just life in general. It really sounds like overall, although you came into the program with some intention and some formative experiences, you really maximize your experience overall, not just through the information science and data analytics program, but really just being a part of the online community, developing those extra leadership skills. And I'm sure you'll be able to carry those forward with you. And I have no doubt that you'll flourish in whatever you do next. So Just want to thank you, Jay, for just taking the time to share a little bit about your SJSU Online experience with us. And thank you to our viewers for watching. If you want to learn more, you can visit our SJSU Online website to request more information and get in contact with our enrollment counselors. And we will catch you in the next live stream. Take care, y'all.